This is the Roulette Master, and I cannot wait to introduce you an incredible new roulette system called Big Rick's Repeater. One of my subscribers, Big Rick, says that he's been doing unbelievable with this, and it looks amazing to me. I can't wait to test this out today, and I think you're going to really love it. And today, we're going to test this incredible new system up against another system that's been doing well for years and years and years. We're going to test it against Romanovski, and we're going to start with that first, and let's see which one of these systems makes the most money in 15 minutes. This should be awesome. Really good matchup today, and let's see which one wins. And we're going to start with $60 on second and third, and then we always put a third of those bets with Romanovski on two corners. So we're going to put 20 on each of two corners, and that's a $160 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin, and let's see what we get here to start. And here we go. That's a 24 black. And that's a $20 win to start. We're currently up $20. Let's just rebet and spin. And then once we have losses, I'll share with you how I work my way through that with Romanovski. And that's a 17 black. Okay, that's another win. And we're up $40. And a lot of times with Romanovski, you can cash out before you ever have a single loss. But we're going to play for 15 minutes, so you're going to have to see. You're going to get to see how we deal with losses and what the best ways to do that are. And we're up $60 already. So you can see already doing really well. We have a lot of numbers covered, 32 to be exact. And that's a 22 black. And for people that like to get a lot of wins, this is a great way to play. We're up $80. And let's go ahead and spin again. Here we go. All right, let's see what we get here. And that is a 33 black. That's another win. So you see we're already up 100. We could cash out right now as winners. And a lot of times that's not a bad way to play Romanovski. Just get up, get out, and just like Sonny always says, and that's another win there. So you can see we're up $120. And with 32 numbers, you're going to get a lot of wins. And once we have a loss here, though, I'll show you how I think through Romanovski and the best way to play it. And that is a $20 win. We're up $140. Let's rebet and spin. Here we go. All right, that is a 4 black, and that's our first loss. So when I have my first loss, the first thing I do is I look and see where I'm at profit-wise. If I'm anywhere close to being either up or even, I restart, so I don't increase the bet. So let's just go back to where we started at 160 because it didn't take any time at all to get back up there. We're only going to increase the bets if we end up down a bunch. So I'll share with you how that works as we go through. You can see we're already going to be back up again after this next spin if we win. And let's see what we get here. That's a 20 black. But you don't want to increase bets for no reason with Romanovski because the bets are already fairly high at $160 to start. And here we go. That's a 29 black, but it's great how many wins you get with this because you can see we're already working our way back up. We're already back up $40 and lots of coverage. You'll get lots of wins with this one. That's an 11 black, and that's another win. We're up 60. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. Now you're seeing why we didn't really have to increase the bet because we're going to make a lot pretty quickly here. And there's another win. We're up 80. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. And again, we'll talk through this if we have multiple losses in a close area, what we should do next. And that's really important. So we're up 100. Let's rebet and spin. Here we go. And sometimes you can get on huge winning streaks with this, but you can also get some losses close together also, like that one right there. Let's see where we're at now, and we're at minus 60. That's not anywhere where we should be doubling or tripling in the bet or anything like that. Let's just stay at 160. Let's build it back up, and then if we get down more than 100, I'll share with you what I'm going to do next. But it might have just happened right there, and it did. So now all of a sudden, we're minus 220. So now that we're minus 220, let's go ahead and let's go from 160 to 320, and then 320 to 640. And let's see if we can get a few wins here and get back on track. And that's a 1 red. And we lost again. Man, that's rough. So now we're minus 860. This is a $2,000 bankroll system. We only have 1,100 left. So we have to stay at this 640 level. And let's see what we get right here. So this is not ideal. Usually you don't get losses that close together with Romanovski, but it does happen. So that's an $80 win. You can see we're going to need a bunch of wins in a row now. And let's see what we get here. That's a 35 black. And when things like this happen, it's when you start thinking to yourself, man, I wish I had just cashed out when I was, up a couple $100 or something like that. And I think we've all been there at times on that. And that is a 3 red there. And that's a win. So we're currently at minus 620 at a 640 total bet. And we're going to need some wins here to get back on track. That is a 36 red. That's another win. So we're at minus 540. And here we go. Obviously, you don't want to be in this position where you had 2 losses close together like that. But, we're going to try to work our way back. We're at minus 460. Let's rebet and spin and see if we can get a little bit closer to profit again. That's a 33 black. That's another win. So we're at minus 380. All right, let's see if we can keep this roll going here. And that's a 2 black. That's another win. We're up minus 300. Let's rebet and spin, see if we can make a comeback here or if we get another loss. That's a 15 black. Okay, we're at minus 220. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. Also cover some other ways of playing this without the $2,000 bankroll. That can really, be good for you as well. And that's an $80 win. We're minus 140. And we'll talk about that here in a second. Let's see if we can come back here first. That's a 32 red. Okay, that's a win. We're at minus 60. Let's try to get one more win here, and then we'll reset. But hopefully we don't get a loss on this one. Oh, I think we did. Ouch. Okay, so you can see now we're back at minus 700. So, now since this is a $2,000 bankroll system, we actually do have the option of doubling one more time, but that's pretty risky. We have $1,300 left, and you can see, let me put that back there. You can see if we double it, that takes us to 1280. The only problem with that is that if we do, we'll go ahead and give it a couple spins here, but if we do lose that, we're going to lose our entire bankroll. That's why I'm going to go over a different way of playing that I think you're going to really like as well. We're at minus 540, and you never want to have to make a bet this large. And let's see what we get here. That's a 7 red. It'd be nice to be out of that first 12, but we'll take the win there, and we're at minus 380. Let's go ahead and spin. And that's a 28 black. That was very uncomfortably close to the 0 there. And we're at minus 220. So this is, this hasn't worked out the best so far. So that's why I'm going to go over a few other options for you. But a lot of times when I play Romanovski, I just basically play until, I try to get a bunch of wins in a row and cash out. So that's another win. Okay, we're back up again. We're up 100. So we're going to reset back to where we started, but that was really risky there. So let's go back to 60, 60, 20, and 20. So remember that is 160. Oops, I accidentally hit the the spin there. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to take those bets off, but we'll take whatever we get there, a $20 win. And let's go back to where we started now. And let's just take all the bets off so you can see them again, because we're going to be at 60, 60, 20, and 20. And you can put the 20s on whatever corners you want. Let's go ahead and spin. Now, here's another way of playing this that you can do, and that's a 17 black. You can either play this with 1 bullet, 2 bullets, or 3 strikes and you're out. We're up 140 right now. So if you do that, if you played with 1 bullet and you only risked $160, what you could try to do is, get up to $100 profit and cash out. And if you lose, the worst thing that can happen would be you could possibly lose up to the $160 that you started with, but you probably wouldn't lose at all because you'd have some wins on the way up to that. So that would be one option for somebody that wanted to try to win $100, with $160, which almost never happens with most roulette systems. You're just trying to get 10 or 20% profit out of there. And but this is one where you could easily get lucky and come in with $160 and leave with $100 if you don't have any losses, and just cash out. But let's also talk about ways to play this with different size bullets. And what I mean by that, and we're up 200 here, is you could also play with 320 and have 2 bullets, so that if you did lose one, you could try to have a nice streak and come back, and that would be a $320 bankroll. And then if you wanted to have 3 strikes and you're out type of a deal, you could have 3 of those. So if you're going to do that, you would obviously need the 320 plus another 160. That's 320, 420, 480 would be the bankroll on that if you wanted 3 bullets. But again, I think a lot of you might like the idea of, I'll just bring $160 and try to win like 5, 6, 7 in a row and cash out. And you can see if you won 5 in a row, and we're up 240 right now. If you won 5 in a row, that'd be your $100 profit right there. That would be pretty good. And the odds of winning 5 in a row are pretty good with 32 numbers. But you might lose, and say you do, and we're up 260 now. Say you do lose, and you're already up $100, and you lose the 160. Then you didn't really lose the 160. You would still have the $100 that you made before you lost that. So really, you'd only lose $60. So again, never bet with money that you can't afford to lose. Don't do the $2,000 bankroll like this if that's too much for you. But Romanovski is a really good way that you can try to get some wins without having losses in a very short time and cash out with money. So I know I've definitely used it if I just want to get some quick wins and cash out and go do something else. So we're up $320, but we did get very lucky when we got to that $1,000 bet. So don't do that if you can't risk that much. You maybe do 1, 2, or 3 bullets, and but don't play all night long with this one. Just play until you get up what you're happy with, and then cash out. So I hope that makes sense. And that's a 13 black. And because with high coverage systems, and we're up $360, with high coverage systems, it's hard to recover everything that you've lost if you have a bunch of losses in close proximity. So like back-to-back zeros or something like that. So we're up $380 now. And let's see what we get here. I think we got about 3 minutes left. That's a 35 black, and we'll see if we get some more losses in tight groupings. We're up 400. And let's go ahead and spin with Romanovski. And this has been around forever, and it is a really good high coverage system. But we just lost there. So again, if you're up, like we're up 240, you don't want to try to increase the bets. You only do that if you get down a lot. And you can also take the option of just having 1, 2, or 3 bullets in the chamber. And we just lost again. So there you go. Another example of losing back-to-back spins, which doesn't happen very often, but we're still up $80. So guess what? We're not going to increase the bets because we're still in profit. And you could easily make, $100, $200 before we have our next loss. Now, we got lucky there. We'd like to be out of that first 12. We're up 100. But you could easily make $100, $150 before you lose again. So there's really no reason to increase the bets unless you're down a lot. And truthfully, even if you are down a lot, it might come back. You might win a bunch of them in a row. And that's why, increasing the bets dramatically like we did when we were down a couple hundred probably isn't the best way to play this. And I'm glad you could see that. Even though it worked out today so far, we're up, but we're up 140. We definitely have come down a little bit. But I hope this is helping you make the decision of how you want to play Romanovski. And that's a $20 win there. We're up 160. Let's rebet and spin. But remember, never to play with money you can't afford to lose. That's why we test these systems out and see if you like them before you risk your own money at the casino. And we're up 180. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go. Okay, that is a 9 red. and that's a loss. So again, we're up. Even though we're only up $20, we're not going to increase the bet. We'll work it. We only have a minute left, but let's work it back up a little bit and cash out with some profit. And if we had increased the bet there, those are back-to-back losses. So now we're minus 140. Let's go ahead and try that one more time, getting a couple doubles in here and seeing if we can get a couple wins. That's a 36 red. But it's up to you if you want to take that kind of risk. You have to, you have to realize that it's possible you could lose another one right away. And that's a 28 black. Like we almost hit 0 there, but we didn't, fortunately. And we're back up again. Let's do one more spin and then go back to the base level. And that's a 23 red. So again, it worked out for us having the bankroll, but it doesn't always. And so keep that in mind. We're up $100 now. Then we can just go back to where we started at 120 and spin. And here we go. That's an 8 black. Oh, and actually, we would have won that, but somehow the bets didn't get back on there right. So, okay, let's clear that out. And actually, time is up anyway. We were up. That was just a mistake there. When I dropped it back to 120, it didn't put the bets back on the corners there. But I hope you at least learned something from that one, and I hope you have a good idea of how you want to play Romanovski now, whether it's 1 bullet, 2 bullets, 3 bullets, or a $2,000 bankroll, and being able to increase your bets, but knowing that if you do that, there is a lot more risk involved. So still a great way to play roulette. You just have to find out which way of playing Romanovski is best for you. And now it is time for the new roulette system of the day. I can't wait to share this with you. And let's go ahead and just jump right in and get started. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for Big Rick's Repeater. I think you're going to absolutely love this. We're going to start by placing a dollar bet on all the numbers in the history there. And since there's only 9 of them, we're going to put one of them on 0. So we're going to put $1 on the 8, the 23, and then the 28. And hopefully you're seeing these are on the left side over there. These are the previous numbers that have hit. Now we're going to put the 1, the 9, the 22, the 35, and the 29 out there, and that's a $10 bet. Let's go ahead and spin, and I think you're going to really like the progression here and how much fun this is to play and win money in the casino. That is a 5 red, and we lost. And when we lose with this system, if we lose at the $10 bet, we're going to double it, but we're not going to do that again for a while. So, we're going to first go ahead and double the bet, and then we're going to add in the 5 that we didn't get there, but now we're going to add that in at 2 because the rest of them are already at 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. All right, let's see what we get here. That's a 16 red, and we didn't get it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add that in at 16, which is $2 because we're not going to double this time. We're just going to go ahead and spin again, and here we go. We just added the number in that we just hit. There we go, and that's a 2 black, and we didn't get it. So that was minus 24 there. So we're going to add $2 on the 2. Okay, and you see it's a $26 bet, so that's how you know that you're at 13 numbers. So let's go ahead and spin. When we get to 15, the 15th number, we're going to double again. That's a 25 red. Okay, and we lost that one, so we're going to add that one in at $2. And since it's $28 bet, we know this is our number 14 right here. So the next one we would double. That's a 35 black. Okay, we got a $44 win. If you're down when you get the win, then you're going to add the next number in. So actually the 30, well, that one hit, so we know it's already back up there. So in this case, we're still not at 15. We're at 14, so we're not going to double. We're just going to spin again. But once we get to the 15th one, we're going to double if we haven't won yet. That's a 6 black, and we lost. So now we're at 15. So we know that because there's $2 on 15 numbers, and that's a $30 bet. So now we're going to double. Okay, so now all of a sudden we have $4 on all these numbers, and let's go ahead and spin. and that's a 24 black. And we lost, so we're going to add the $4 in there. Now they're all at 4, and we're going to spin again. So since we're at 64, and there's 4 on each, that gives us a good idea of making sure the bets are right, and that there's the same amount on each one. So that's an $80 win. Okay, we're at minus 46 though. So what we're going to do now is the 24 that we already have that one because it just hit. So we're just going to spin again. We're not going to double again until we get to 20. Okay. So here we go. That's an 11 black. And we lost again. So we're going to, and if you look at one of these, you can see we have 4 on each. We're going to add 4 on the 11. Okay. And let's go ahead and see how many numbers we have covered now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we're not going to double until we get to 20. We have 17 numbers right now. And that's a double 0. Ooh, that would have been nice if that was the 0. But since we hit the double 0, we'll add the 4 in right there and then spin again. You can see we're at minus 178 right now. So it hasn't started out the best, but that's okay. We're still adding some more numbers here. And we lost there. So now we're going to add 4 on the 21. Okay. Now we have a $76 bet. Let's go ahead and spin. And once we add 1 more on the next one, we're going to double. That's a 7 red. Okay, we didn't get it. So now it's time to double. Let's add those 4 on there first, though. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 7. And we double from 80 to 160. Once you get to where you have 20 numbers, you're going to double every time that you lose. So that's a 7 red. And we got it. So that's a $128 win. If you win and you're not in session profit, you're going to repeat the bet. So here we go. That's a 23 red. That's another win. And we're not in session profit. So we repeat the bet. And again, since we got to 20 now, every time we lose, we double the bet. But that's just over 20. Okay, we lost there. And now we have, see, that's the 30 there, and we have 8 on each. So we're going to add 8 in before we double, and now we're at 336 total bet. Okay, that's a 6 black. Okay, that's a $240 win there. We're back up. Big Rick says that if you get up that much, you can take some of the bets back down. But we are at 336. He said, though, you can also just try to get 1 more win. But let's go ahead and do that. So it's your choice at that point. That's a 34 red. But then we missed it. So let's see what we had on these other ones. We had 16 on each now, so we're going to add 16 on the 34. And let's see if we have it's a $2,000 bankroll system. We do have the ability to double 1 more time, so let's do that. And that's a 5 red. Okay, we got it. That's a $448 win. We're up 122 now. So let's start back over and go over everything again. Let's put the numbers back out there that are on the history there. We have 5, 34, and we have 6, and then we have 30, 23, 7, and then 21, and double 0. And if you're not at 10, you always add the other 0 in here. And then if you're still not at 10, you'll add 1 more in. So let's just do that. Okay, let's start right here and spin, but you always start with 10 numbers. Okay, that's an 8 black. And we lost. So again, the first one we double on. And then we add the 8. That'll be $2 on the 8. So now we're at $22 total bet. And that's a 0. So we bet on 0. So that's a $50 win. We'll take it. Now we're up $162. So that definitely turned out better. And let's see what we need to add here. Since we hit the 0, it's going to be the same numbers, but we have to peel them back to where we started at 10. So let's go ahead and let's just add them back out again. So we have the 0, the 8, the 5, the 34, and then we have the 6, and then the 30, and then we have the 23 and the 7. Okay, and that's $8. So we add 1 to the 00, and then if we're still not at 10 after we add all the numbers in, we just add 1. So let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. We're 8 minutes in out of 15. And I know we started out kind of rough, but I think we're doing all right now. That's a win on 0. That's a $26 win. We're up $188. So we're still at base level here. So we just repeat the bet and spin. We don't have any new numbers because it hit a number we already had. And that's a 16 red. Okay, we lost that one. So again, if you lose at the $10 bet, you double it. And then we add $2 to the one that hit. And then spin at $22 total bet. Okay, that's a 6 black. That's nice. That's a $50 win. Now we're up $228. So let's restart again. So we have the 6, the 16, obviously the 0 there. We have the 8, and then the 5, the 34, the 6. The 6 already repeated, and then the 30. Okay, so that's only 7 out of 10. So we add 1 to the 00. Now we have to add 2 in. Let's do the 17 and the 20. Those are always lucky numbers for me. But you only add those in if you can't make it to 10 with the numbers in the history, and that's a 12 red. Okay, we lost, so we double that bet. And then we will be adding in the 12 at $2. So let's go ahead and spin. And this is Big Rick's repeater, and that's a 31 black. And I think this is one you're going to get better with the more that you test it out and play it. And it is a lot of fun to play. So now we're going to have 2 on the 31. We're not doubling because we're not to 15 yet. So we'll know when we're at 15 because it'll be a $30 bet. So let's go ahead and spin right here and see what we get. That's a 13 black. And we lost, so we will add in $2 on the 13. And again, we know we're not at 15 numbers yet because of where the bet is. And that's a 20 black. That's a good one. That's a $46 win. We're up $218. And if you get in profit or close to session profit, you want to restart. So we will do that. But let's just put them back out there again. It's easier to do that. And we'll be on the 20, the 13, the 31, the 12, the 6, the 16, the 0, and then the 8. And then we still are not at 10, so we'll add 1 to the 00. And then let's add that 17 in to get us to $10. And let's go ahead and spin. So we have 10 numbers, $10. And that's an 18 red. We didn't get it, so we will double the bet. And then we will add $2 to the 18. Okay, and then let's go ahead and spin at $22 total bet. And let's see what we get here. That's a 30 red. And that's a loss. So we're going to add $2 to the 30. Not there. And then spend. So since it's a $24 bet, you know we're at 12 numbers right now because there's $2 on each. And that's a 25 red. We lost. So we add $2 onto the 25. And then we spin. Once we get to 15 numbers, we double again. And then once we get to 20, we double again. And then after that, we double on each one. Okay, so that is a loss. We will add $2 to the 15 and then spin. And then we'll see where our balance is. Here we go. That's an 8 black. Okay, that's a $44 win, but we're not near session profit, so we don't reset. And so since the 8 was obviously one that we had already hit, we just spin again. So let's do that. That's a 32 red. And we lost, and now we're at 15, so we're going to double. But first, let's you can see we have 2 on each. Let's add the 2 to the 32 first, and then we'll double. So now we have a $60 bet, and we do that at if we lose at 10, if we lose at 15, and if we lose 20 or after. Okay, we lost. So you can see on these we have $4 on each. So we're going to put $4 on the 1 and spin. And here we go. So we won't double again until we get to 20. And that's a 33 black. We lost that one, so you can see we're only up $28 right now for the time being. But I think that should change. And now we have we just added $4 there to the 33, and then spin. We're not doubling until we get to 20. But then once you get to 20, you have a much better chance of winning because there's more numbers covered. That's a $76 win there. We're not in session profit. The 31 is obviously covered, so we just rebet and spin at $68. So here we go. The nice thing about this is the farther you get up, the better chance you have of winning because there's more numbers covered. And we lost that one. So we'll put $4 on 4 and then spin and see what we get here. That's a 7 red. Okay, we lost. So we will put 4. You can see we're at minus 36 temporarily. But don't worry, when we get up here with more numbers covered, we're going to have a much better chance of hitting. Okay, that's a 6 black. And that's a nice $68 win. We're up 32, but not in session profit. So we rebet and spin. And we don't have to add that number because we obviously just hit a repeat number. That's a 12 red. All right, that's a good $68 win. We're not in session profit, though. So we just rebet and spin. And here we go. That's a 35 black. Okay, we lost that one. So now we double once we add the $4 to the 35. And we do that because we're at the 15th number. We double on the 10th, the 15th, and the 20th, and anything over 20. That's a 17. That's a $128 win. We're up 152, but we're not in session profit. So we just go ahead and rebet and spin. But now we have more numbers covered, so we have a better chance of hitting. That's a 31. All right, that's a $128 win. Now we're back in session profit, and the 15 minutes is up. So the more you play this one, the more comfortable you get with it. But the nice thing is, when you start to lose your winnings, you're getting more numbers covered, so you have a much better chance of hitting. So definitely test this one out and let me know what you think. Let me know if there's a way to make it better. I would love to hear from you. But that did really well after the 15 minutes. That was a $280 win. So that was a lot of fun to play as well. And thank you, Big Rick, for sending that one in. And remember, you just add 1 to all the numbers that are in the history. If you're not at 10, add in the 0 or the 00, or if you have to, add another number. But then after that, just add in every number as it comes in. You double at 10, double at 15, double at 20, and then over 20 you double till you get near session profit. And that was a lot of fun. So hope you enjoyed that, and hope you're enjoying the channel. If you are, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to send your systems into roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. We do a new one every single day of the week, 365 days of the year, testing your guys' strategies in the search for the best roulette system possible. And I love it. I hope you guys do as well. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.